Welcome to another page in our detecting book of life. It's time to venture out on a brand new journey. Introducing the Deus II. I'm sure you'll begin to realise throughout this short video that this isn't just a normal multi-frequency metal detector. It's fast, it's light, it's wireless, it's an XP. The XP DEUS II is XP's first fully submersible metal detector. It could be submerged up to 20 metres deep and still retain target ID and full tonal range using the BH01 bone conductive headphones. So let's have a little talk about the preset factory programs. As you turn the Deus II on, you're presented with some icons and it's asking you to choose what headphones you're using, or do you want the external speaker. In this instance, we're going to use the external speaker, so I'm going to press the center icon. The first program is program number 1, General, which is what it says. It's a general program and it uses a wide frequency band up to 40 kHz, so it's got every target range covered. The next program is the sensitive program, and it's exactly what it says. It's making the machine a little bit more sensitive to certain targets and soil conditions. The third program is sensitive full tones. This is exactly the same as sensitive 1, but it uses the full tone audio. Program number 4 is fast. This is a fast program, a little bit like we used to see on the Deus 1, the Deus Fast, and it uses some notch to get rid of difficult wet ground conditions. The next program is the park program, which uses a bottle cap reject. So that's going to be great for you park hunters there who've got troublesome bottle caps, but you can turn bottle cap reject off if you wish. It's got settings of 1 to 5. The next one is Deep HC, Deep High Conductor. Now this is specific for those highly conductive targets. After that, you've got the Deus Mono, which is a single frequency program, but you can choose from 4 to 45 kHz with some wide offsets in between. Now the mono program uses all the power of the Deus into just one frequency, and it's got some nice little features added to that as well. We'll talk about that in future videos. The next program, program 8, is your Goldfield program. Program 9 is the Relic program. Now that works on the same platform as the Goldfield program, but it uses a lower frequency and a slower reactivity. That's going to be really good for those deep targets. Program number 10 is your diving mode. Speaks for itself. You use this when you're going underwater. Program 11 is your beach mode, and this is designed to eliminate the wet sand. Program number 12 is Beach Sense, Beach Sensitive, which is a little bit more enhanced for those very fine targets like the small gold chains. And to top it all, you've got an extra 12 memory slots where you can save your custom programs. How's that? There's one item which really does deserve its own pedestal of achievement, and that's the cordless headphones. Super fast connectivity. We hear a lot these days about low latency headphones, but when I tell you that the XP wireless headphones are 10 times faster than the fastest low latency headphones, you begin to understand what a challenge this is. And XP have to manufacture this technology from start to finish in-house. So we're talking about FMF, fast multi-frequency. I guess you guys want to hear exactly how fast this is. 8 Roman coins, the standard general mode. Fast. So what are the advantages of fast multi-frequency? Well, in layman terms, it's addition and subtraction. You can use different frequency choices to add targets, or you can use them to subtract targets or the ground. Really here, the trick is to make the ground invisible to the machine, and if you can do that, the machine will operate a lot more precisely. We can eliminate bad grounds such as conductive salt, we can eliminate targets such as coke, and we can also add frequencies to make the machine more dynamic on a wider range of targets. For example, low conductors and high conductors. One massive advantage with the DEUS II is the notch feature. Because it uses such a fine target analysis, we can notch out or eliminate certain targets without the fear of losing other targets close to the rejected range. For example, we can eliminate wet sand without rejecting coke. We can reject some types of coke without rejecting others. We can reject all coke yet still accept very fine foil, and you know guys, that's your small hammered coins. So the notch feature on the DEUS II is going to come into play quite a lot. One particular problem I found using a single frequency machine is the halo effect you sometimes get from wet ground. It sounds like a wide deep signal, but when you dig down there's simply nothing there. With the fast multi-frequency machines, this is all eliminated at source. So using a fast multi-frequency, you've got a much cleaner audio, so your full tones is more precise. You've got better target ID at depth. Let's have a little look at the tone menu, because we've got some nice tone features in the DEUS II. Here's a nice little target, and it's locking on at 67 on the target ID. And this would be a good opportunity to demonstrate a couple of audio modes just quickly. We're in the PWM mode at the moment, which is your standard DEUS mode, but we've also got an option called the square mode, and I'll just swap between the two and let you have a listen. So that's PWM, options, audio, square. Can you hear the difference? That sounds a little bit more fluty, doesn't it? Back to PWM. Square. Now there's another added little feature to this DEUS II which I really like, and it's the pitch mode. Let me go into pitch mode and demonstrate it. So we go into menu, discrimination, tones, switch to pitch mode, have a listen. Absolutely, it's the conventional DEUS I pitch mode, but what if we add square on top of it? So let's go on to the square mode by going options, audio, square. Here we go, have a listen to this now. It changes the dynamics of the pitch mode, doesn't it? And don't forget, you've got a graphic equalizer within this menu, so you can make further changes to suit your preferences. The DEUS II has got a new feature called the ground stabilizer, and that's linked into the ground balance circuit, and that's adjustable from 1 to 3, but we'll be talking about that in a later video. Salt sensitivity. When in beach mode, you can adjust how sensitive your machine is to the salt reaction. A higher salt sensitivity will make the machine more reactive to the fine gold and the small change, but it may be a little unstable in certain conditions. Pairing. Now this is a brand new feature with the DEUS II. If you wanted to pair a new search call, you simply put it on charge, turn the DEUS II on, it sees the coil and pairs automatically. Of course you can pair it manually if you so wish. For underwater use, we still need to use the antenna, but the DEUS II has got a brand new system which clips the antenna onto the top of the controller. We will be covering all these features in detail in future videos. Accessories. Well, the XP DEUS II is an ongoing project, and we're hoping to have some new accessories in the early part of 2022, but the accessories available at the moment are 2 coils, the 9-inch coil, 22 centimeters, the 28 centimeter coil, the 11-inch, and some headphones. Now the headphones in the DEUS II range consist of the the BH01 headphones, which are the bone conductive headphones for deep diving. You can also use them inland, you know, and the WS6 headphones, which have a full menu in them and a nice easy to read screen. So let's have a little talk about the slave and master setup with the DEUS II headphones. There's different ways to configure the DEUS II. We call them the master and slave configuration. For example, what I'm using here is the RC as the master and the WS6 as the slave. But you can change this around a bit. You can use the WS6 as the master and the WSA2 or your wired headphones as the slave. So it's entirely up to you how you want to use this DEUS II, with the controller, without the controller. The WS6 has a nice module that sits on top of the stem, so you can clearly read the target ID and make menu adjustments. While we're talking about headphones, the DEUS II's got an amazing feature. When you turn the machine on, the headphones automatically turn on. When you turn the machine off, the headphones turn off. Genius. Well, that's it guys. I hope that's given you a very small snapshot into the XP DEUS II. Stay tuned for our next video where we'll be doing some menu rundowns and some demonstrations. So don't forget to subscribe to the XP YouTube channel and sign up for that newsletter. But until then, happy hunting and we'll see you soon.